house with Jay and Jolie-Rose. What's going on, everybody? Tonight, we're going to be talking about wait a minute, I'll see something. Okay, my bad about that. Yeah, tonight we're going to be talking about sarcasm. Sarcasm, and that's going to be the main topic. And the reason, what's going on with this thing? Man, this thing tripping. Okay. All right, that's it. I got it. I apologize for that. Yeah, tonight we're going to be talking about sarcasm. Sarcasm or honesty. Sarcasm or honesty. Now, before I get started, I wanted to bring another group in, but I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not going to worry about that tonight. I will be talking about myself, partially. I will be talking about myself because, listen, I have been told that when people talk to me, I come across sarcastically. And I promise you, I don't mean to. And I have expressed that. Like, I don't mean to be sarcastic. I'm not trying to be funny or nothing like that. You know, I try to be honest. Yeah, I try to be honest about about how I feel about a situation. And life experiences has taught me some things, and I'm learning that it's not so much what you say, is how you say it. So I try to kind of put myself in other people's shoes. And just make sure that's right. Yeah. What's that? Okay. Okay. Yeah. I try to put myself in other people's shoes so that I think I'm gonna have to probably go back. I apologize. I keep seeing this on my chat and I don't understand why, but anyway, like I said, sometimes it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. And like I said, I've been accused of being sarcastic in my responses to things. And what made me think about this, a couple of the videos that I put up, the guy is very honest about his responses. He's very honest and sincere. Some people may take it, okay, this guy is confident, he's for sure, he's solid about how he feel about things. But then on the flip side, some people may think that he's sarcastic, he's cocky, he's arrogant. And that's why I said, I need to have a discussion about this, because A lot of, believe it or not, a lot of relationships fail because of that lack of communication. You know, some people, and I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 with you. Some people want to argue. Some people want to argue. And when you're not giving them that same energy back, it becomes a bigger issue than what it need to be. Now, me personally, I'm not the type to argue. I don't want to argue. I want to come to a resolution. You know what I'm saying? I want to come to a conclusion. I want to. I firmly believe in not going to bed angry about things, but that's me. I can't stop nobody else that want to go to bed angry. Me personally, I don't prefer to go get in the bed and roll over and go to sleep. Because in my mind, you know, you never know when God is going to come back for a person, and I do not want the last thing in my memory is an argument, a silly argument. I don't want to have that on me. So, you know, sometimes you have to, what's the old saying? Agree to disagree. Agree to disagree. You know, just sum it up, make things right for the moment. And later on, when both of y'all have cooler heads, you can come back and you can have a nice adult conversation about things. But here's the thing, here's the key in it. And this is what a lot of people miss out. And I know I was going to forget it. That's why I wrote it down. You got to listen to hear and understand. Okay? Listen to hear and understand, not to respond. You got to listen to hear and understand, not to, oh, you want to respond. If you want to come to a better conclusion, if you want to things to be right with you and your partner, you got to come to an understanding with each other. And y'all have to come to an understanding about each other. And it requires you putting yourself in their shoes and them putting themselves in your shoes. Having an understanding about each other's feelings and opinions. You know, like uh I've loved to have Jolie in here because we had numerous of times where we had to agree to disagree and different things that she believe in and different things that I believe in. I'm gonna give y'all a quick example of something. Now, I had I had I'm not even gonna say an ex-girlfriend. I had a woman that I was dealing with for a period of time, and uh, I knew her. I know her family. She know my family, and I had saw her. When I saw her, she asked me. She stopped me. Hey, how you doing? Or whatever. Whatever. Asked me how your mom doing. How your nephew. This that. Actually, on top of it, my brother was dating her sister. So, we was asking questions. Now, Jolie didn't feel comfortable with that. She felt like I was spending too much time over there he-heing with her, and I didn't think about it. Like I didn't think about it. In my mind, I'm like, man, like, you know, not so much catching up. Like I'm just, I'm telling her what's going on. I'm asking her, how the family is, different things like that. I didn't think that that could come across as being disrespectful. Like I really didn't. I really didn't think about that at all. Like I just, you know, but once we had an opportunity to talk about it, which she was furious about it in the beginning, but once we had an opportunity to talk about it, then you know, I came to a conclusion. Okay, So whenever I have these type of interactions, I need to keep it keep it swift and keep it moving. For the sake of my relationship, because I never want her to feel like I got something going on, or you know, some people may say, well, that may be listed under insecurities. Insecure. So a person being insecure. Yeah, yeah, that's possible. And I believe I said that in the beginning. But here's the thing: the relationship mattered more than defending that situation. That situation with me talking to somebody that I dealt with in the past, that know my family, I know her family, like it was more important to me to make things right in my relationship than to stand on business. Like I can talk to this person like we ain't doing nothing or whatever like that. It meant more to me to make things right in my house, you know, make the adjustments that I need to make so that my house can be happy, regardless of whether you may look at it as whatever, whatever, whatever. To me, in my mind, I don't never want her to feel like any old kind of way except love from me. That's all. That's it. So, from that point on, when I saw the lady or whatever, I was like, hey, how you doing or whatever like that, and I'm talking and walking at the same time. How's your mom doing? She doing good. How's everybody? They doing good. And I'm gone. It ain't no sitting and communicating and catching up. It's That's what I do from that point on. But like I said, some guys, and I'm not throwing nobody under the bus. I mean, everybody make their own decisions, you know. And some women don't feel nothing about that because they feel like that's my man or that's my girl. Like I ain't worried about it. You know what I'm saying? I know who she coming home with. I know who he coming home with. Like they don't worry about stuff like that. But some people do. But the thing is, if your relationship is valuable to you and your partner is feeling some kind of way about it, you got to make adjustments. You got to make adjustments. Let me see. Let me. What's up? What's that? One settle. I hope I said your name right, Alex. What's up? Hello, everybody. Hello. How's everybody? But the next thing is, like I always say this. Now, this is the main thing about this channel that I always try to express when it comes to relationships. You got to have this communication, compromise, and consideration. In that situation, Jolie and I had communication, and she let me know that she felt a certain kind of way about it. So we communicated. We had conversation. Well, it wasn't. It's not. Well, we communicated. Then we came to a compromise about what need to be done as far as going forward in the future. And then uh, when over everything, I had to consider her feelings and how she felt about that situation. And then, like I said, I had to put myself in her shoes. Like I'm sitting there in a car, and she come across a guy that she used to deal with, and I'm looking, and she's sitting over there, he-heeing with the guy for like 10 minutes. Like I might feel some kind of way about that. You know, I feel secure in myself, but I don't know. Maybe in the back of my mind, I might feel like what the heck they talking about all of this time like this? Like I may I may even get out the car and step over there and find out what they talking about. So the point is, I had to put myself in her shoes, and that's part of the three C's: communication, compromise, and consideration. So once we dealt with that issue, moving forward, we never had an issue with that. You know, um, because like I said, it's worth it to me to make sure that her feelings is protected, and the same with her. It's worth it to her to make sure that my feelings are protected. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of having a good, solid relationship and keeping the line of communication open. Now I'm not saying that our relationship is perfect. Oh, we la la la. No, 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 no. And no relationship is going to be perfect. None. You're going to have some kind of issue. There's not a perfect relationship. Even people that's been married for 60, 70 years and they still together. Believe me, there was a whole lot of communication, compromise, and consideration in those 70 or however many years. Because if you don't have those things, if you're not willing to communicate, consider your partner's feelings, compromise, then you're not going to have a good relationship. Period. You're not. And I'm not, let me give you this disclaimer. I meant to say it from the beginning. I'm not no therapist. I'm not no well-renowned speaker or anything like that. I'm just a regular person that's done been through some things, that had some experiences, that learned some things, that made some mistakes, and still growing. It's something that you can say to me that may help me. I'm always open. Remember that. Never, ever reject information, no matter how old you are. Always make sure you open for information, because no matter what age you are, there's always something new you can learn. So, if somebody give me feedback or whatever, I receive it. Even if it's something that I know, even if it's something I don't quite agree with, I'm still going to receive it. I never, you don't know what you're talking about. Get out of here. Like, no. You know, you have to be open for conversation. You got to be open to learn and to grow. You know, because sometimes, relationships can be hard sometimes. Like, sometimes y'all gonna bump heads. Sometimes y'all gonna argue. A lot of times y'all gonna disagree. But if it's worth holding on to, then you gotta do what you gotta do. Like I said, a couple of those videos I had the guy, he talking, and it's two of them, two guys, they talking, they confident, and it come across like the woman is trying to get through to them, but they headstrong, they got their, they to me, I feel like they got their stuff together, and they confident, and they just not gonna fall for the okie doke, they just not gonna fall for anything. And I think a woman should value a man like that. He's not going to allow anyone to get over on him. He's going to make sure that he is secure. He's going to make sure that y'all are secure in the relationship. He's going to make sure y'all stable. See, one thing I learned a long time ago, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. So you have to stand up. As a man, you have to stand. You have to make a stand sometimes. And sometimes everybody ain't going to be happy about it. And times people are not going to agree with you. But sometimes you have to make hard decisions and make hard choices. And sometimes it means the end of your relationship. Sometimes it means that. I've been in situations where I had to walk away. But guess what? It was either walk away or stay there and be a fool. I'm not gonna be nobody's fool. My mom ain't raised no fools. So, you know, I'm walking. I'm walking. You know, yeah, at times it was painful, it was hurtful, but guess what? I got over it. I got over it because I value myself more than that nonsense. And that's why I try to tell people, you know, especially females. I see a lot of females and men too, but mostly a lot of females. They stay in with these guys, and these guys just don't want to do right, and you know, and you know, I just wonder, like, why do you just keep sticking around knowing that this guy don't mean you no good, but it's going to have to take dumb. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's going to have to. It's going to have to take them getting to the point where enough is enough, and they're going to have to choose themselves over the nonsense. You know, you got to value yourself. I don't care who you are, what you look like, no matter what. You are valuable. You are valuable. And there's always somebody out there that's going to appreciate and love the person that you are. So don't waste your life sitting around thinking that you can change a person into the person that you want them to be. You can just mold them and shape. Listen, here's another old saying. If a person show you who they are, believe them. If they showing you who they are, believe it. Believe it. Believe it. A lot of people miss out on good opportunities, very, very good opportunities with people that could really be the one, but they miss out on it trying to hold on to the none. You know, and that's men and women. Men and women. You know, and as a man, if you don't want a woman, this is what I'm saying to the fellas. If you don't want a woman, stop playing with people. Listen, nowadays, you got to be careful playing around with people's heart stuff, man. These women are bust a cap in your behind. Like, you can't go around it. Like, all of them days of being a player and all that stuff. Like, and then the karma. Karma ain't no joke. Karma gonna come back at you. It's gonna come back at you. And if it don't get you, it might be your little daughter or your son. So you just try to put good energy and stuff out there. So when it all come back, you know what I mean, you don't have no problems. You know, you put good seeds in the ground. When it's all said and when everything come to pass, good seeds will grow from it. If you put bad seeds, you run around here doing all kind of evil deeds, those seeds that you planting, eventually they're going to grow. And they're going to be yours to keep. Whatever them bad seeds and bad deeds you've done is going to come back to you. So it's important. It's important. But for a good, positive, successful relationship, you got to listen. You got to listen. I'm going to say that again. You got to listen to hear and understand. Listen to hear and understand. Not listen to respond. Like you ain't even here. You can't wait to say what you want to say out your mouth. Relax. Listen. Listen to what the person is saying to you. Get a grasp of the information. Try to understand it. Put yourself in their shoes for a minute. Then respond. Then respond. Like you get so much further when you do that versus when y'all arguing back and forth with each other, taking jabs, and you're saying things that will never be forgotten. Never be forgotten. Even when y'all make up, that person gonna have in their mind how you said the disrespectful things that you said to them, and it's gonna be hard for them to heal from that. So it's best when you have conversations, you aim for, um, to be peaceful, be honest, but be respectful. And when you listen to hear, you're not so quick to spit out a bunch of things that may end up being hurtful. You're going to respond with honesty, but the goal is y'all going to come to some kind of conclusion or some kind of adult conclusion that's going to be helpful to y'all in the end. I feel like my screen just turned colors. Yeah, that's going to be helpful. But I really wanted to talk about this. And like I said, I've been accused of being sarcastic when I respond to things, but I'm not. I'm really not. I'm not trying to be no kind of butthole or nothing like that. It's just I don't want to argue. So when I respond, it's not. I'm not trying to be loud and obnoxious and word salad back and forwards with you. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to talk with a little bit of common sense and but when you with somebody for a while, you begin to learn them, and if you care enough about them and enough about the relationship, y'all gonna do whatever y'all gotta do to make sure that y'all listen to each other, understand each other, and y'all can grow together. But I just wanted to hit y'all up with that. I wish I can get Jolie's opinion. She's in there on the machine doing her treatment tonight. But we'll come back. I just wanted to hit y'all with a message before this week is over with. I know it's something that a lot of people deal with, not having a full understanding about each other, feeling like, people trying to be funny, you spilling out, you crying, you spilling out your heart, and they talking just kind of in a stern way, but they're not arguing with you. Like it's some things you got to figure out together. But just understand this. One, listen to hear and understand. Not to respond, not to quickly respond. Listen to hear and understand. You got to keep the lines of communication open. You got to compromise on some things. You're not going to win every time. Sometimes you got to fold if you want your relationship to be better. And then consideration. You got to have consideration for the person that you with. You got to put yourself in their shoes, And, when it's all said and done, like if y'all can communicate like that with each other in a respectful manner, then 9 chances out of 10, you're going to make it. It's going to work. But if you're in a relationship and you can't get a word in, they don't want to hear nothing you got to say, person stuck in their ways, it's their way or the highway, I don't know what to tell you about that. Like I said, if a person show you who they are, believe it. They ain't trying to change, believe it. It's nothing you can do to change them. They got to want to change themselves. It's nothing nobody else can do. All right. So, but you got to value yourself. You got to know that you are worth it. You uh, uh, um, deserve to be in a good, solid, strong relationship. You know, you deserve to be loved, appreciated. You know your worth. Know your worth. Now, let me say this. Don't be so quick to throw a person away because y'all having communication problems. And the next man that came up being a comforter, telling you to tell him what's on your mind, what exactly did he do to make you cry this time. Listen, don't fall for the okie doke. Listen, sometimes people say whatever they got to say just to get you. So sometimes, with men especially, it's hard for them to communicate their feelings. So it's a difference between somebody that's having a hard time communicating their feelings and a person that straight out just don't care what you say. So don't get them mixed up. The person that don't give a nothing about what you say, they gonna do whatever they want to do, and you can take it or leave it. That's the person to look out for. Now the person that 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 have a hard time getting their words together, and they want it. You can tell they want it, but they have a hard time um, uh, um, uh, they have a hard time voicing and you know getting out how they feel. You can work with that. Y'all can find ways to get around that. Because y'all both wanting it. You both are wanting a relationship. So it's a difference. So don't go falling for the okie doke or go dropping your man because he can't express how he feels. So this one over here is talking good. You gonna go over here. You gonna wind up messing up what could be the best thing that ever happened to you. So don't do that. But anyway, that's all I got for now, y'all. I just wanted to hit y'all up with a little video before this week was over. I want you to know that we really appreciate all of y'all love and support. Um, I put a video up today that was encouraging. For some reason, it got muted. I thank you for the people still looked at it and liked the video. They said it was because of some piano playing in the back. I don't understand. I don't understand this stuff. But listen, I'm going to keep on being positive. I'm going to keep on. My goal is to help us all have successful relationships. Now we're going to have scenarios and stuff, and we're going to see things that go wrong in relationships. Like all of this stuff is helpful, and I like the feedback. And I understand this. No matter what your comment is, you always welcome. Your opinion is always welcome. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gonna agree along with everything that you say. Everybody ain't gonna agree along with everything that I say. But we're having a conversation. You know what I'm saying? What would you do? What would I do? Like we're having a conversation. And we need to have more conversations like this because there's a lot of people that's stuck in relationships and they don't know what they would do in those type of situations. So when you look at those comments, it kind of give you an idea about how people feel about things. But you don't follow right by that comment list. You make your own decisions. And remember the important ingredients of your relationship. You keep that in mind yourself for your relationship. Every relationship is not the same. These are just scenarios, but I respect all of y'all's opinions about it. And I thank y'all for y'all support and everything that we have done. Like I said, we was blessed. In the last video, Jolie came in and gave some insight on some stuff. And hopefully the next time she won't be on treatment, and we can get some conversation going. But this topic was based on, like I said, a couple of videos that I did this week and beyond, where the guy was strong in what he was saying in his response to the woman, but it may have come across to her as him being cocky or sarcastic. And it was a perfect topic for me because I've been told the same thing. I talk calmly like that, and I try to talk with common sense. And I've been told that I come across the same way, so I can kind of understand, you know, from both point of views. So we're going to keep the conversation going, and it's going to be all right. We're going to be all right when it's all said and done. But that's all I got for now. Uh, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Y'all have a good rest of y'all weekend. Make sure y'all stay safe, stay blessed. And to the next one, love, peace, and blessings to all of y'all. Thanks for joining. I'll see y'all the next time. God bless.